Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I'm Gagan Kapoor, and with me is Mr. Manji Singh Saini. And of course, today we are at this particular session, a very interesting webinar and a topic which we have picked up, which is emerging trends in textile testing technology. What is the next? We already have many attendees who have joined in, and thank you so much to each one of you who have taken out time from your busy schedules to be a part of this particular session. It's always a pleasure that you are here and you have joined us. This particular webinar has been organized by Paramount Testing Instruments. As you will see and you will hear more about not only Manjeet plus Paramount, as well as some very important questions which we want to portray about the industry, as well as how and what are the advancements which are happening in the industry. So that is what we are going to be doing. We all know, by the way, just to give you a bit of a brief, that we all know that uh, these days the textile testing is actually becoming very critical. Many of us are already doing it. Many of us are still using conventional methods. People are always in the know-how of, okay, what is new coming? How can I actually make my product better than others? Because the market is so competitive. And if I need to really be better than the others, then I need to know what are these set of things which I need to adopt when it comes to quality and testing, which can really make me scale up. And today you will get to know what are those mantras which we will see from Manjeetji's, hear from Manjeetji, that how can we really make this a fabulous going ahead for you, for that matter. Global markets have always demanded highest level of quality, right? And it is with the whole of the AI and IIoT and all of these things, it is becoming or even more difficult to understand that how do I integrate all of this? Is there a possibility? Can this be integrated? There are several questions which are there, or there are still the conventional methods with which people are utilizing it. Well, this is what we are going to be discussing today. So Manjeet ji, welcome to this particular session, and thank you so much for taking out your time to conduct this session, whereby you will be guiding a lot of people today.
Thank you so much, Gaganji. It's always a pleasure. And let me welcome all the attendees of this webinar. That I always feel so good, whenever I get the chance to interact with my customers, with the people who are in this field from a long time. It is always a pleasure to share whatever small I have gained in the last quarter of a century, in textile industry. And it is always is such a pleasure to be with them. Thank you so much, and I welcome you all in this webinar.
Great. So next question. I see Mr. Manan has just now sent a message. Good afternoon. So I definitely see that Manan can hear us. There are so many other people also on the webinar today. Let's also get to see if you are also excited to be on this webinar also, and willing to know more about things. So if you are also excited, just type in E for excited. Let's see if you are also excited to be on this session, so that I also know that we have, okay, Praveen, oh my goodness, look at this. So many of you have suddenly messaged. Thank you so much. This is really wonderful that you all have also now messaged on the chat. Keep coming. Now, the idea of this particular session, just to tell you, is to give you more and more guidance. Now, there could be at times where you might have more questions on what Manjeet is going to tell you. The best way to do is keep these questions handy. There is a Q&A section in this particular chat on the left hand side. You will see in that Q&A section, you can type in your question. And let me tell you the overall agenda of the session. We will, of course, be first spending the first 45 minutes to about an hour whereby we will be talking, or Manjeet ji will be talking. But after that, we will be spending some time where we will be taking all the possible questions, right? We have kept a total time for about an hour and a half, so which means we will be there definitely till 5:30, but we'll try and see that we'll cover all possible questions. And in case you may still feel that your question was not answered, or you may have to leave early, then feel free to reach out to us. We will answer all possible questions. Okay, so let's now get going first and quickly have an introduction of our speaker for today, which is Manjeet ji. Can I request the team to please play the video for Mr. Manjeet sir's introduction?
Manji Singh Saini is the CEO and Executive Director of Paramount Group. He did his schooling from GNPS Punjabi Bagh, where he was appointed as the first head boy of the school. He had topped in the school in accountancy in class 12. After joining Paramount, he diversified Paramount into textile industry, and today Paramount is regarded as pioneers and leaders in textile testing instruments. He is further fast diversifying Paramount Group into footwear, leather, automotive, paper and packaging industry. Manjeet is a BCom Honours graduate from Delhi University. He has undertaken specialized textile testing trainings from USA and UK. He had also undertaken management trainings at IIM Ahmedabad and MDI Gurgaon. He had travelled to US, UK and Japan on specialized CEO missions. A widely travelled man, Mr. Manjeet has travelled to more than 63 countries across the globe. His hobbies are yoga, inspiring people to reach to their full potential, reading biographies, inspirational books, and spreading smiles. Manjeet is married to a charming wife, Preet, and has 3 wonderful kids, 2 beautiful daughters, and a tech-savvy son. Life is beautiful, keep on enjoying it, is his mantra for living a happy and energized life.
That is wonderful. What a wonderful introduction. So, Manjeet ji, welcome. And with this, I would also request, always inspiring to see your introduction. I would also request, please give us a bit of insight about Paramount. What all are you doing, right? And then let's get to a few of the questions which we will have.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Really appreciate, and why do we want you people to know a little bit about me? Because then we can relate to each other. And also, I think most of you know Paramount Instruments as well. But it is always good to tell something about, what we're doing so that we are all on the same page. Yeah. So let me quickly take you, about telling you about the Paramount. Welcome to the world of Paramount. Our mission has always been, since 1964, our mission has always been to accelerate the growth exponentially for all our customers through quality control. That has been our main objective, and we have been following that with complete focus. Paramount happens to be a company which has got ISO 9001, 14001, as well as 45001. We happen to be the only company which has got all ISO accreditations, and we are so lucky that we have got more than 63 installations with more than 7,200 labs, and we are happy to inform that we export to more than 81 countries. So Paramount now has got 8 different domains, and I think most of you are aware of that. Fabric and garments is the domain from where we started, and from fabric and garments we went all the way to yarns, and then from yarns our customers got us into home textiles, and then denim industry is something which is quite close to our heart, because in the last 7 years more than 38 projects have come of denim, and I feel very lucky, and I feel so proud to inform that more than 34 lab projects are from Paramount. Then we also have another domain called footwear, in which we are serving Bata, Metro, Relaxo, all the who's who of this industry. Leather and resin is another very important field of ours, and automotive interiors is something which is very exciting for us, because I believe, the car in which you may be driving, one of its seats must be tested with Paramount Instruments. And then we have also come into non-wovens. So these are all the 8 domains where we operate in as Paramount. And again, I'm very lucky, and we are so thankful that 85% of the buying houses who operate in India use Paramount Instruments to validate the quality of their merchandise. And again, a moment of proud that if you take top 100 exporters of India, 90 of them have got Paramount labs. We are so thankful and we're so lucky that people have the kind of confidence. And in the end, I can only say about Paramount that at Paramount, we actually do not produce instruments. We manufacture peace of mind. So this was a brief about myself as well as the Paramount. And now what we need to do is, I think we should be
Yes.
over to you, my dear.
Yes, thank you. Now, the first question to you, which is of course on the screen now, Manjeet ji, is
Yeah.
give us a bit. First, let's look at the elementary stuff, elementary level, right? I would like to start from the basics, because there are many people who are there who are here to learn basics as well. And we will talk about the advanced things as well just in a little while. But let's get to understand that what actually is textile testing, and what does this quality control in textile really means? How do you really define it? Let's get to hear that thing, sir.
Thank you so much, Gagan. It's been a very, very basic question, but they say, if your foundation is strong, you can build a wonderful building on that. So this becomes the very foundation. Textile testing, as it rightly explains, is a very simple process which actually evaluates all the properties, physical, chemical properties, and it helps always to ensure that whatever you manufacture as textiles is always as per the quality standards, as well as all the regulatory requirements as well. And if I talk about the quality control in textiles, I think that's something which has attained importance in a very, very big way. And we need to make sure that at every stage, if you take different stages of textiles, we start from the fiber. The ruई होती है, रुई के साथ we make yarns, धागा बन गया. When we make the yarn, then it is to be weaved into a fabric. And then from the fabric, we go all the way into garments. So it starts from the fiber all the way to garments, which we wear. So this is when we do quality control in all the aspects, in different properties of, the various forms, that is actually called the quality control in textiles. Yeah. Quality control lab, and most of the people here have got quality control labs as well. And I'll request them, all the people who have got the Paramount lab or any other lab, quality control lab, you can write down yes in the things. Why? Just write down why in that. I think we really want you to be doing things with us. Yeah. Thank you. I think people are responding. And let me see, quality control in a spinning mill. This all parameters, when they're controlled, from fiber to yarn, in which there's a yarn count, yarn strength. There are so many more factors of yarn hairiness, yarn dia, yarn micron. All those things when we do, that is called the quality control in a spinning mill. Similarly, when you go to a garment export house, and I'm sure many of our participants today are from garment export house, and this is how the garment export house looks, and they have to do the quality control in a garment export house as well in a big way, because we have customers like Gap and Walmart, and very high-end customers like Hermes or D&G, who really wants excellent quality things, because their garments are priced at a very, very high price. So quality control, I can say, is the very essence in which with which the textile industry has to move along, and it has got a lot of potential. This is what I'll say, Gaganji. A little basic about that. Yeah.
Great, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. Indeed, indeed.
I wanted to cover about this quality control lab, because lab is something which everyone needs to have now, because through lab is the vehicle through which you can take care of your complete quality control in your organization. So make sure you have a nice good lab with the nice complete equipments there, so that you can justify quality in your organization. Thank you.
Wonderful. All right. So Manjeet ji, after this brief information about how we have what are labs and all that, let's also get to understand that what are number one. I would like to look at the two sides. One is the history of textile testing, and the other is what are the trends which are really emerging in the textile testing, because this is what everyone is also here to come and see about. What are the latest trends which are emerging? So let's get to understand about these two factors.
Wonderful. It will be a pleasure, because this is something which is very close to my heart. So I will love to take you through the history of textile testing, and you will all understand from where we started and where we all have come, because we all belong to the textile industry. So it will be a very good thing to know that industry in which we are operating, how beautifully it has emerged into different things. Yeah, it has a long and rich history, and it started all the way in the ancient times. In the Zhou dynasty in China, they used to say that the people, they had special systems in which they will always make sure that the sub-standard things are taken care of. They always had this thing in their mind. So this was there. And then we went all the way into the prehistoric, pre-industrial revolution, which was there. Just hang on for a while. Just hang on for a while, because I need to make sure that I can give you the complete facts about the whole thing. And this is actually very important for me, because when I give, I make sure that I give the things in the most beautiful way. Yeah, and I have to give the complete things to you guys, right? Ancient times, they say, in the ancient times in Zhou dynasty, they had made the rules to prevent substandard cotton and silks from being sold. And I'm talking about 1046 BC, 1000 years before Jesus Christ. And then as we enter into pre-industrial revolution, the quality assessment was basically, through visual inspections, and we never had any standardized instruments at that time. In the 18th century, with the advent of industrial revolution, we all know in 1760, there was a very big revolution which came, which is called industrial revolution, which changed the face of the earth. In that particular time, textile industry shifted to the mechanized process. Why I'm giving you the telling you about the textile industry as well, because textile testing has a long and rich history and is closely tied up. It is actually closely tied up and has actually evolved along with the textile industry, global textile industry. Yeah. So in 18th century, when the industrial revolution came, then most of the things were mechanized. This created a complete need that we should have the standardized methods to assess the textile quality as well, right? Then we went to the 19th century, and right from 1820 to 1850, the first mechanical testing services were developed to check the fabric durability, because fabric were being worn by us, right? These early instruments were very simple instruments, which were lever-based instruments, either put it up or put it down. Now we enter into a phase of 1850s to 1900. As the textile production expanded, so did the need for consistent quality instruments like cloth, tensile testers, because people wanted to check the strength of the fabrics as well. Then we went into, now we have in the 20th century. Now, when we enter into 20th century, I think most of the people here will be knowing about AATCC and ASTM, the worldwide organizations which were established to develop the standardized testing methods were the ones, and they have come into the picture at that time. Can you imagine? It's been 100 plus years old organizations. Then in 1900 to 1930, electronics and automation was slowly coming up. They developed little advanced instruments, which was called a Shirley Yarn Evenness Tester, which allowed, that they can check the yarn uniformity. Because yarn is something, which is the precursor to the fabric, right? So they wanted to check the yarn quality, the yarn uniformity and defects. They started checking it. So in 1940 and 1950, we had already went through World War One, and now World War Second was there, and it is during the World War Two that most of the electronic and automation, was devised, was invented. And so industrial growth, particularly after World War II, was kind of on a fast pace. It led to the development of sophisticated electronic testing instruments, making testing of the fabrics fast as well as accurate. Now we enter into 1945. I think many of the people here will be knowing about Martindale abrasion tester. Let me tell you, my friends, in 1945, Dr. J.G. Martindale invented this particular equipment, and it was a very critical equipment to check the durability of fabric, and we still check it, the durability through a Martindale abrasion. Now we enter into 1946. Instron, now regarded as the world leader in tensile tester, that was introduced by Mr. Harold. There was a gentleman, Harold and Mr. George, and it was the Instron Engineering Corporation. So, 500 years earlier also, people wanted to know about the tensile strength. But now in 1946, the Instron came, and then they started checking the strength and the elongation of fabrics in a very systematic way. Then we come into 1949, Ooster. I think most of the people here are completely, knowing about Ooster Evenness tester. In 1949, Ooster introduced this Ooster Evenness tester by the company called Zellweger Ooster. It is a Swiss company, Switzerland. They are still there. They are still number one company in the world in the fiber as well as yarn testing instruments. Then 1960 came, and 60 to 80, we saw the emergence of xenon arc lamp phadometer. We all are concerned about that. Then when we want to check the color fastness to light, this is the best possible instrument which we can use. Then we went all the way into 1970 and 1980, in which when the personal computers came, Steve Jobs was inventing the personal computer at that time, and Bill Gates was working on the software at that time. Because of these two pioneers, we came into personal computers, and it helped to develop more accurate and repeatable testing instruments like FAST. They say fabric assurance by simple testing. What do they want to do? They want to check handle as well as the you want to feel the fabric. So feeling the fabric is very difficult. So they wanted to know that from a machine, is it possible that we can check the drape of the fabric? With a machine, they can check the feet, what is the handle? How does it feel like the fabric? At that time, this was coming up. And then we went all the way into 1990 and 2000, in which the integration of digital technology and software. See, the digital technology has emerged now. Software is being written everywhere. The personal computers are on every desk. And there we came into the instruments in which we could do real-time data analysis. So in 2000, when the test is happening, at the same time, the data is also being coming and reporting is being done. The graph is being made. So this is the position where we had come by 2000. And then from 2000 to 2010, we came out with some wonderful technologies, which were actually non-destructive testing methods, with the help of ultrasonic testing, in which the sound waves are used to do the analysis. Image analysis, when there are different kind of special sensors are used so that we can take the image and do the complete analysis of that. And the laser technology, because of these things, we could easily have all the things, uh, the complete testing done without damaging the fabric. That was important. And now, my friends, we are living in an age which is just wonderful, and most of the things are being taken care by automatic systems. And we all know what is artificial intelligence and how it is taking care of many more things. So I will be taking you in bit more details about these things when we discuss more questions and we can understand. So now, at present, we are into artificial intelligence. We're into IoT, Internet of Things. Like, if our equipment is working in a lab somewhere in China, somewhere in I can say Chennai, there is no problem. Right, sitting right here, we can know what is happening there, and is there anything wrong which is going to happen. I'm going to tell you in detail about these recent trends, which also takes care of IoT. And then we move further into machine learning, in which all these things are making our instruments very smart. Now, what we're doing is we're into smart testing systems that can even predict, the fabric performance and detect them, all the errors with highest possible accuracy. Now, just see, right from a lever operated instruments all the way to AI, where most of the things are slowly being taken care of by artificial intelligence. And we are comfortably seeing how the precision and accuracy is working there. So I believe now these advancements, Gaganji, are revolutionizing the way we do testing. There's a company called Ooster, which I just covered, Ooster Quantum 3. And there's another thing called GSM AI, which the whole world will come to know in some time. And also about tensile testers, which are IIoT based. They are the next generation equipments which will change the complete way by which we do the testing. Yeah. So just see how beautifully the whole thing has gone from one stage all the way to crossing hundreds of stages to the till present stage.
Wonderful. That was very interesting. Very interesting to hear. Manjeet ji, thank you so much for giving us an insight. As we know that most of the attendees are from the textile background, now you had just spoken about artificial intelligence and IIoT and AI instruments, right? Can you tell us more about the future of testing and how is that shaping up, and what are all the things which are so critical as a part of this changed future with so many new integrations which are happening in the instruments these days?
Surely, surely. Again, a very relevant question. Let me tell you, they say, unless and until you know the why, it is not recommended to go to the next question of how we can do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once they say, once you know the how, why should we do this? Everything else can be taken care of. So now, what I want to cover is, what kind of things, these in this IIoT instruments and artificial intelligence instruments into textile testing instruments, how are they actually benefiting us? Why should we use them? I think that's very important question. How can we implement them in our labs? We will cover that thing afterwards. But the most important thing is why? Why should we go in for these instruments when all the things are being done by the normal manual traditional instruments? So let us cover this thing. The first and the most important thing is we always get improved accuracy and precision. AI works on algorithms, my friends. Everyone knows them. So AI algorithms can analyze the data with high precision. They have got excellent precision and accuracy, reducing human error. See, the most of the human error is reduced because AI is on the job in testing. So IoT-enabled devices provide real-time monitoring. I was just telling you that if our customer is there in Chennai, and if something goes wrong with any of these his equipments, and that is an IIoT equipment, we can comfortably take care of the whole equipment right sitting in our factory, because we can have his whole equipment on our screen. We can scan the whole thing, and let me tell you, my friends, our equipment can talk to us. We can ask what is wrong with you, and it can tell us because of different sensors. So this is the most important thing, that you can always have improved accuracy as well as wonderful precision in these instruments. The second most important thing is that we can have real-time data. We can have real, see, when you use an equipment which has got IoT or which has got AI, you will see that when the testing is being done, you will see the results coming on the screen, and also graph being done, graph being made. It is all real time. Earlier we used to do the thing, and then we used to take the results, then we used to report them. Now everything is real time. The equipment is working, the graph is coming, and the person who has to, take a decision, maybe the owners, maybe the MD, maybe the quality control manager, he is seeing the things right then and there. So it is called real time data monitoring as well as analysis. Yeah. The third most important thing is predictive maintenance. I think the IoT sensor, which I was telling you, they can monitor the health of a testing equipment without anybody going there. Even our service engineers don't have to go there. We will be knowing what is going wrong in our equipment. Yeah, this third one. The fourth one is enhanced quality control. AI powered systems can detect defects or inconsistencies in yarn or in fabric in any way, and then it cannot be done by manual inspection. So this is another very big advantage of using these AI or IoT instruments. The fifth thing, which is very important, is that it can do faster testing and decision making. It helps because algorithms can process large volumes of data very fast. We all know that, right? So it speeds up the testing process, and you can do testings very, very fast. Then we go to the cost savings. You can cost millions of dollars just because of the fact, or rupees, that because of the fact that you are using IoT instruments. Because when I say predictive maintenance, that means if anything is going to go wrong with our equipment, we will know it before. And before anything goes wrong, we're going to take care of the thing. So there is no downtime, and the operational cost is also saved. Then we have got automated testing as well. It reduces the need for manual labor. A lot of people can do much more productive work than standing there and doing the testing, because the machine can do testing much better than a human being. And when we detect the defects earlier, it reduces a lot of wastage and rework expenses. So this results in a lot of cost savings. The seventh thing which I want to bring to your notice is the data-driven insights are the most important insights. When an owner can get the result quickly and he can do it online, then he can take a decision very fast whether he wants to have this particular thing going into the production or not. Sometimes the production managers or the QC managers who are sitting with us in this, and we have a lot of them here, they can also take very quick decisions, because the data is coming from the testing instruments. These insights will help you to take decisions in a much better way. The next thing is called 8, which is called remote monitoring and control. IoT helps us to monitor and control testing instruments. As I was telling you, nothing can go wrong because we can take care of our equipment anywhere. It may be, we may have supplied the equipment in Europe, We can take care of the equipment sitting right here in Delhi. Yeah. So remote monitoring is very well possible through IIoT and AI instruments. Then this is the hottest topic, you can say, sustainability and compliance. AI and IIoT helps you to optimize resources, reducing energy consumption. See, we have to reduce the energy consumption, we have to reduce the paper so that we can save our trees, we have to reduce the electricity, we have to reduce all the energy waste so that we can reduce the waste, right? And so automated testing ensures compliance to the industrial standards as well. Sustainability is something that has taken over this world in a big way because everybody wants to make sure, whatever we are doing is sustainable. Yes. Yeah. And then the enhanced customer satisfaction is something which is really excellent. With all of these things, you can go in for the satisfaction of the customers, which will definitely give you the increase in business and increase in the profits as well. So with Gaganji, with all of these beautiful things of IIoT and AI, with efficiencies increased, accuracy goes to a different level, faster testing, real-time results, everything contributes to the success of an organization in a big way. Yeah. I believe I could clarify why should we go in for, because the why, clarifying the why is very, very important.
Right. So, Manji, thank you so much. Well explained. In fact, I will say that the two questions which came up, not questions, but I think they were clarifications of something which you told earlier. Maybe you could give a little bit more insight on the cost saving part, because Manan on the chat box has asked this question on the cost saving as to how do all of these new technologies are helping save the cost. Maybe you can just explain them once more.
Yeah, definitely I can do it. There's no problem. But the thing is, I'll be taking out I have all the questions. Please don't worry. The only thing is, I want to make sure that our people who are listening to this, they should know that how can they ride this wave of technology. Yeah. I have clarified certain things, the advantages of that. I'll come down to the cost part as well. But please understand, everybody's right here, we all need to ride this wave of technological advancement. Otherwise, my friends, will be left behind. Please understand. And how can we embrace this IIoT and AI in textile testing instruments? We need to see, and I'll quickly cover this small thing as well, and then we'll take all the questions as long as the questions are there. Right?
Perfect.
Let me just see. Whatever instruments do you have, my friends? You have manual instruments, you have electrical instruments, you have electronic instrument. We will advise you, we will recommend you to go in for the buyback things. You can, if you want, if you think that you can actually benefit a lot, which I have given you so many benefits, then you can go in for the buyback. From whomsoever you have taken the instruments, you can always go back to them and tell them, we have come to know about such wonderful advantages of having an IIoT instrument. So can you help us? We will love to give your instrument back and take your latest equipment, in that place. And that I can say, sir, as far as we are concerned, Paramount, they are always open. They can always come back to us for any kind of advanced instrument. And this facility we give to each and every of our customers across all over India, everywhere. So this is one option which they can have. The second option is they can go in for the hybrid system. Hybrid system means few instruments they can keep on using as manual, no problem. But few instruments which are very, very important, like for example, they have got tensile tester or they have got martingale abrasions. For those instruments, I think they can go in for some kind of IIoT instrument so that they can take advantage from that. This is important. The third thing is how you can adopt, how you can ride the wave is that you have to train your staff how to use the instruments so that they are comfortable and they are happy that they want to adopt to the latest technology. So this is point number 3. which they need to take care if they want to ride the wave. And then the fourth one is, which I can recommend, is you can partner with the latest technology providers. Like you can have latest instruments from James Hills or SJ Rattlers, or in fact in India, I can proudly say Paramount Instruments, who are working on that, on the latest technology, and we can definitely partner with you to give you the best possible testing instruments. And then my heartfelt recommendation is that we need to go small and then slowly move up. This is what we will recommend. Let's go step by step. First, let's have 1 to 2 instruments upgraded, and then as you drive benefits, you can keep on moving to the next level of IIoT and AI instruments in the other things as well. So what I'm trying to tell you is, how can you adopt to these latest technologies, and what steps should you follow? The next one is, you should always monitor the industry trends as well as latest standards to keep abreast of the new happenings in your specific industry. And our industry is textile industry. So if you are in touch with Paramount or in touch with other companies, who are all the time working on the latest instruments, I think you will always be knowing about what is happening latest in the market, in the industry. And then my recommendation is, when you go to your MDs, when you go to your directors, that you need to go in for these instruments, always calculate the ROI and justify the upgrades. Because first you need to satisfy yourself and with the new instrument, and also then you need to satisfy the management. This is very, very important. We need to make sure by following these simple steps, sir, Karanji,
Yes.
our people, our customers, our thousands of valuable customers can slowly move to the latest instruments, which are IIoT and also which are AI driven, and they can actually have excellent ways of getting precision, accuracy, as well as they will be riding the wave in a very nice and beautiful way. Yeah, I think I'll stop the presentation here, and we'll
Yes.
love to have all the beautiful questions which can be asked from me. I will love to do that, sir. Over to you, Gaganji.
In fact, thank you so much, Manjeet. In fact, there are a couple of questions which have already come up. I will definitely start putting this thing to you.
Yeah.
Maybe we can start with the question from Manan only, because he wanted a clarification on the cost saving. Maybe let's start with that only. He has put it on the chat box as to how can you explain a bit more onto the cost saving? Probably it was not very clear to him. And I think that's a relevant point. In between, you have mentioned several places which we can immediately see that, but I think it will be a good idea to talk about cost saving a bit more.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Manan. I really appreciate you're asking this wonderful question, but this is something which comes in the mind quickly. अरे भाई हम ले तो लें, लेकिन पैसा कितना लगने वाला है? And this is what I was saying, that is why I recommended you should go step by step. Say for a important equipment like tensile tester, which is a very basic equipment and everyone understands it. Now, if we go in for a IoT based instrument, which is software based, now you need to understand that the cost may be higher. It may be much higher in the beginning, but in the end, it proves out to be much more economical. How? Let me try to explain you. See, when you do the tensile testing or elongation testing, there's another test which is called, there are very different tests which are used in doing these testings, and for that we need to make sure that all the factors are taken care of in that. So in that particular thing, there is something called seam slippage testing. Seam slippage means the seams here. The seam slippage is something which is very important to every buyer now. You cannot sell your garments without checking the seam slippage, because the moment I do like this and this cord goes off, it's a problem. Now, the seam slippage can only be tested with a equipment which has got software. That means which has got IIoT and software, automatically controlled. Now, a basic equipment can be costing 5 to 6 lakh rupees, a good equipment. But the IIoT instrument will be costing like 13 lakhs, double the price. And similarly, if we have the same kind of equipment from abroad, say for example from Instron, it will be costing 60 lakhs. So 5, 6 lakhs, 11 lakh, 12 lakhs, and then 60 lakhs. Unless and until you completely understand that seam slippage cannot be done. This particular thing cannot be done without the software, without the IIoT element. You cannot do the testing nice properly, and because of this, you cannot even get the orders, buyers. If you look at the orders, what do we do? Here, by spending about 5, 6 lakh rupees more, we have gained the trust of the buyer. Buyer completely knows you have got an IIoT instrument. You can do my complete testing beautifully well. And so I need to place bigger and bigger orders with you. So this is the reason why I told you, go step by step. Take one equipment first. Take full advantage of that, because you need to justify the purchase of the equipment to your MD as well, to yourself as well. You must justify that particular thing. So in the beginning, you may have to spend 5, 6 lakh rupees more, but in the end, you end up getting crores of rupees of orders because you have got an equipment which completely adheres to international standards or national standards, and you can take care of that. I hope with one simple example, I'm in a position to give you some kind of clarification, my friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Manjeet. Yes, indeed. And there are more and more questions which are flowing in.
Excellent.
While some of them are coming on the personal, some of them are coming in the chat. We are all collating it together and asking these questions to you. There is a question from Rohit Arora. And Rohit says that, Mr. Manjeet, you have covered basic tests which are important to just everyone connected to textile. But I have seen that tensile testing is something which has attained very high importance nowadays. Can you tell us something more about it?
Yeah, tensile testing, I think somehow in the question of Manan, I could cover that could be done. But still, tensile testing as well as tearing strength testing. Let me tell you, tell all the people, we've got hundreds of people here, that these two tests are becoming very, very important. So my humble request is that you should know in detail about tensile testing as well as tearing strength testing. Tensile testing is when you pull the fabric from two sides, it gives you the breaking strength as well as elongation, right? And the tearing strength is if you put a cut in the fabric, how quickly does it go off? So these two tests are required. We have seen by nearly every buyer, whether it is in Europe or in America, and also by our Indian brands. Everybody wants, because it gives you the durability and the lifespan of a garment. Yeah, so please make sure that you understand this. If you have any questions, please come back to us. We have got a big team here at Paramount. They'll be happy to give you all the answers or all the information about these instruments as well.
Wonderful. Yeah. Okay, sir, I think you had spoken about the graphs, real-time graph some time back. So Anurag had put in a question, Anurag Sharma, and he said, if you could give one example of the real-time data sheet. So maybe it can be sent later to Anurag. Anurag, you can reach out potentially. He's talking about a real-time data sheet, if an example can be given. Probably he wanted to know that.
Excellent. Anurag, it's a very nice question, and I'm so happy to know your curiosity. It is very nice. I love people, who ask questions and who have the curiosity to know about that. I will ask my team, they will send you not only some information, they will send you a complete graph and also a video, how beautifully the test is happening and the graph is going on. And we will send you the complete video so you can understand it beautifully well. I'll make sure. Paramount team here, please make sure we send everything to Mr. Anurag so that he can see it and witness how beautifully this particular technologies are changing our world. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So, although you had answered this question, but there's a question from Salil Chawla.
Okay.
Uh, and Salil writes, Manjeet ji, given that we ushered in AI era, now what is the role of AI in transforming textile lab equipments, quality testing instruments? I think while you did mention it, maybe you may want to briefly talk about it again.
Yeah. I think Salil is a good friend. I'm so happy. Salil, you could take out your time and attend this webinar. I'm so happy, my friend. Welcome here. And it is always a pleasure to know when the friends are there in your webinar. But I have already covered, that how important these IoT and AI instruments have become and how much benefits we can have from these, equipments. We are working on several equipments now, which are AI based as well as AI, IoT based, and our customers are gaining lot of. Let me try to see, if I can come back to those slides as well, so that I can revisit those slides. See, these were the ones, which I had covered. How much accuracy and precision has gained, because of these IoT instruments. I could explain that. Real-time graphs, I think Anurag told us, and we will be happy to send him all the details. Now, these are the actual benefits. These are the why we need to adopt AI into textile testing instruments as well, because AI has creeped into nearly every phenomena of our life. In textile industry also, because you belong to the textile industry, and you belong to a category where you understand everything, Salil. So you need to understand how beautifully everywhere it is going in. Predictive maintenance is one of the best possible use of IoT instruments, because before our equipment can go, can stop, we know it well beforehand, and we can take care of the equipment. So you or our customer does not have a downtime. See the kind of importance these particular technology has got for us. Quality control has enhanced in a big way. Very fast testing, because AI works on algorithms, and algorithms will work very, very fast in giving you results. A lot of cost savings are there. These are the reasons why AI, and IoT and machine learning is going in a very big way in textile testing instruments, because data is, they say, God. Yeah, because if you have data, you can take any decision. So these are the important things with which we can. Remote monitoring and control is another advantage. So I believe I could give you so many facts with which you can. Why do we need to have AI testing instrument? This is the reason, why we should have that. Yes,
Super.
sir.
Wonderful, Manjiji. Thank you so much for your share. The next question is from Dhruv Ribbanwala.
Yes.
Uh, Dhruv writes, is online testing of GSM a burning problem for industries? From research papers, I could figure out that radioactive devices are being used.
Mhm.
Is there an alternative, maybe laser or ultrasound?
Uh, I can tell you, my friends, that there are different technologies which are available now, and I'm not specifically sure about your particular case, but if you can send us the detailed requirement of yours, and Dhruv, if you can please send us some samples as well, let us try to find out the best way in which it can be done. We don't want to work with radioactive, devices. They are too dangerous for our health. They are carcinogenic. They can cause cancer. But there are different technologies which are available now, with which you can definitely have, a much simpler, better, and accurate results. So I'll really appreciate if you can send us your sample, and we can work on that, and then we can do that. Yeah, because this is something which is very, very important, and you've raised a very important point. Thank you, Dhruv.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Majiji, and thank you so much, Dhruv, for your question. And Then I think okay, one last question which has come is from Naveen Pandey.
Yes.
Writes, what role do smart textiles such as fabrics with integrated sensors or responsive materials play in the future of fashion, healthcare, and wearables?
An
He talks.
excellent question. It's
Yes,
done by Mr. Can I have the name, please, again?
Naveen
Mr.
Pandey. Naveen
Naveen Pandey.
Pandey.
Naveenji, very, very relevant and excellent question. This is something which we all should be aware of. These smart textiles have got various sensors, with them. So they are so important for even a normal human being, a proper human being, who is completely fit. It is even important for them because it can measure and monitor most of the things in your body. Say, for example, if something is going wrong in your heart, there is a heartbeat, faster heartbeat, it can detect and send information. And it is so useful for our old age people, our parents and our grandparents who are there and who sometimes cannot even inform anybody what is happening. For them, having such kind of smart textiles, smart garments can sometimes be a lifesaver. If some heart attack has come, or if some BP has gone too high, or if some other problem has come, we can completely know with those smart textiles, smart fabrics, smart garments, and then we can maybe save a invaluable human life as well. So in medical terms, it is very, very important, I can say. And they are finding many, many more ways. For example, in case of babies as well, they can even find out if the baby is breathing properly or not, if the baby is premature, if the human being has got kind of heart attack once. They will make sure that they come to know if the second heart attack is coming because of the heartbeat, which is moving fast, or because of breathlessness. Everything can be taken care of. So my friends, please understand, in the times to come, Naveenji, we will all be wearing such kind of magical clothes that nothing can happen to a human being, because before anything happens, they are going to take care, and they will be your right person will be your doctor, your wife, everybody will be informed about something is going wrong, and any adversity can be taken care of. This is happening.
One, one last question. Mr. V. Ramesh has asked, you had spoken about quality testing labs and setting up detailed quality labs, right?
Yes.
What are a set of instruments which come as a part of these labs? Is there a standard this thing?
uh, can I know his name again, please? I
Mr.
will
V.
like to
Ramesh.
address.
Mr. V.
Mr.
Ramesh. V.
Veera.
Ramesh.
Mr. Ramesh, this is a very valid question, my friend. And let me tell you, I actually wanted to cover this also in this presentation. But because there were so many things to cover, that I had to, at the last moment, I had to omit this particular thing. But let me give you the information. With our vast experience of more than 25 years, more than quarter of a century, more than that now, we have identified there are seven very, very basic properties, quality control properties, which everybody who's connected to textile should be aware of. And let me try to give them in brief, one by one, so that you can understand that. Let me tell you, my friend, it is such an important thing, Mr. Ramesh, that I do presentations many times with the MDs and CEOs of the companies, just trying to tell them that what are the quality parameters which you should, or everybody who's connected to textile should be aware of. And this is, the first thing is color matching cabinet, which is called spectra vision. Yeah. Now this is a very, very important quality parameter which everybody in your organization should know, that if we have got 5 lots coming from different dyers, are they all matching or not? Because otherwise what will happen is, this thing will be different from this thing, it will go like this. So color matching is one of the most important quality parameter we should all be aware of. The second thing which should be coming in the lab, and which is a very important quality parameter, is a rubbing fastness tester. When I'm wearing this coat, I'm rubbing my hand with the table and all those things. Will it affect? Will the color fade off? This is something which is very important to know, and a very basic thing. This is called croc meter. We call it digicroc, right? The first property is color matching. The second property is digicroc, croc meter. The third important quality parameter which you should test in your laboratory is a washing fastness. See, if we purchase a T-shirt, then we'll be washing it. If we wash the T-shirt, and then what happens is the whole color comes out, and it makes all the other things red or blue or brown. It's going to be a problem. So washing fastness is a very important property, which every lab should have an equipment so that they can test it, right? And then we have the GSM, the fourth quality parameter, which we all know. We cut the fabric and then we weigh it, and we come to know about the gram per square meter. This is the fourth quality parameter. Then we have the fifth one, which is called shrinkage, AccuShrink we call it, right? Now, if we purchase a T-shirt of 38 size and we wear it and then we wash it, after washing it becomes 36. You're not going to wear it, So this is a very important quality parameter which should be there in a basic lab. I'm telling you the equipment for the basic lab. Yeah. So shrinkage, template, as well as calibrated scale is a very important equipment. The sixth quality parameter which should be there in the lab is a yarn count balance. It may be called a Bisler balance, or nowadays we have got a digi count. Digi count is such a advanced version that the moment you put the simple yarn in that, automatically within seconds it can count text, decitex, deniers, everything. It counts automatically. So many a time the count of the yarn becomes very, very important to understand, right? And the last but not the least, we call them to be 7 pearls. So this is the 7th one. We should always be aware of the construction, the read and pick, the tana bana, right? Tana bana hota hai na kapde mein. We should be aware of that if we are connected with textiles in any way. You may be a garment export house, you may be a buying house, you may be a wholesale manufacturer, you may be a retailer, you can be anybody. But if you know about these 7 parameters, it's only then that you can understand and you can make sure that you are never taken for a ride. And these are 7 instruments which should be there. Along with that, you can always have a pH meter, you can always have a lab conditioning chamber, you can always have a hot air oven, the basic things, All these things are required so that we can have a small in-house testing lab. See, we specialize in setting labs like this only, but it is always good to start step by step. So these 7 properties, I believe I could give you some information about, what all things should be there in a small lab, and then you can start taking care of the various important parameters of quality. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So thank you so much, Manji ji, for giving an elaborate answer towards this. And Anirudh has also responded just now that thank you so much for providing us the details of the basic equipment. I think this was information which was required by everyone. So good that a question came up. You had to discuss, or you definitely discussed, because I think this is something which everyone must know, that if I'm setting up a lab, what are some of the things which are must have for me? This is wonderful. Okay, any more questions? Any more questions? Please let us know. That will be great. Manan writes, your way of explaining is awesome. Thank you so much, Manan, for these kind words from Manji ji. He is absolutely true, Manan, that Manji ji explains really, really well. So Manji ji, compliments for you coming.
Thank you so much, Manan. Really appreciate ji. So nice. Really appreciate. Thank you.
All right. So if no more questions, I don't think there are any more questions which are coming in. We have answered all the questions. Last but not the least, Manji ji, let's have your parting thoughts from this session now that we are, but before that, before I actually have your closing thoughts, let me please tell everyone that this is a series of sessions which we have started, and we will be conducting these sessions regularly. And we will also be conducting a poll whereby we'll be getting to know more on what kind of topics would you like to hear about. And as you will tell us, we will make sure that Manjeet ji is going to work on this or plan it a panel with other experts, and howsoever we plan this, but we are going to make sure that we bring out most interesting topics for you in this particular domain for us, so that your knowledge, not only your knowledge enhances, but your skill also enhances. That is our objective, and that is the objective of Paramount, that we always keep building better quality. As it says, your quality, our obsession, right?
Obsessed.
So, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So, Manjeet ji, any closing thoughts before I actually tell the team to launch the poll?
Okay, wonderful. The thing is, my friends, that we have already entered into this AI, IoT, era, I can say, right? So the best thing for us is, and before that, let me tell you, all the people who have asked the questions, they will be sent the gifts from our side. I think I should have told it earlier. We would have received many questions again. But anyway, whosoever has asked questions, I will inform my team. They'll be sending you some kind of gift, because it is always the questions, when you ask a question, which clarifies the thoughts of many more people who are listening. So it is, so that's why they say even Einstein asked questions. I think there is no human being which has actually moved on planet Earth who was more intelligent than Einstein. When he could ask question, I think we all can ask question. Anyway, so we'll make sure all the gifts goes to you. Secondly, they say, when in Rome, be like Romans. My friends, we are in an era which is driven by IIoT, which is driven by AI, artificial intelligence. So the world is fast moving towards the technological advancements, and IoT and AI instruments are the ones which are the real future. So please understand, let's ride this wave and embrace this advancement. We cannot run away from it. We have to embrace it. Come, I will love to know more about you so that I'm more prepared for my future. So know it wisely so that you can enjoy higher efficiency, improved accuracy, sustainability, which is the need of the hour. The whole world is working on that. We can go through all the compliances as well, ultimately leading to the customer satisfaction and considerable growth in business as well as profitability, and to live a more beautiful life full of purpose. So let's embrace these new technologies and come back to us if you want to know anything more about that. We will love to give you as much information as possible, but let's just make sure that we learn about these and then try to adopt these technologies to make our life better and better.
Wonderful, wonderful, Manjeet. Thank you so much for these kind words. And it actually is true that the way the words you said, and I truly appreciate that. And I love the idea of giving gifts to the people who have asked questions. So many of these friends here are going to be receiving few gifts. And let me tell you all, in case you have any questions at this point of time, which you feel are unanswered or which you think requires a longer discussion, feel free to reach out to us, to our team, and they will be more than happy to help you in any which way possible. You need more information about the instruments, you may need more information about how they work. Do you want to see an IIoT machine in live and how that works? What is the demo? Feel free to reach out to us. You will be able to see a lot in action. As humble Manjeet ji is, he hasn't spoken about the vast expanse of instruments they have in their kitty, and the way he already spoke about how the textile world loves Paramount, and such a high percentage of people work with Paramount. I would highly recommend, in case you want to see any advancement, you can always reach out, and we'll be more than happy to showcase you how a new age technology is working at this point of time, right? Then, of course, any more information, as from our backend team put just now, ParamountInstruments.com is our resident website where you can always go there, fill the form, and reach out. There is a lot of information about a lot of instruments already, which will give you a lot of insights any which ways. All right. So thank you so much. Team, can we actually just launch a poll on how everyone liked the session today? Can we do that, please?
Because it is very important for us to understand, if we could convey our thoughts, and if they can understand anything, and if they want to have anything more about the testing industry, it will be a pleasure for us to present to you, because this I strongly believe is a very nice way of giving back to our industry, which has given us so much. We are always indebted, we are always thankful to this industry, which has given so much of regard, and we love and respect the people there. Guys, are you in a position to
Okay, I think the team is not able to for some reason, but I'm sure that they've just messaged. But no worries. From the messages, we can see that people have liked it, and all the people, I can see there are still 25 attendees left, and we had more than 100 attendees this time today. So I would request, how was the session? Please, that's all right. I think, Manan, we are facing certain challenges with the poll, so that's all right. Just please type in on the chat box, how was the session for you? And in case you would like to know more about certain other topics, please write those topics as well. Just 2 more minutes. We are on the webinar. We're keeping it on. So please, how was the session for you? Please first type that in. That is most important for us. The session was good, excellent. How was the session? Do type in at this moment. All right. Awesome session. Manan says 10 by 10. Amazing session. All right. Okay. Good. Good. Thank you so much. Anirudh says the session was great. I would like to join another one for detailed knowledge of upcoming instruments. Okay. All right, Anirudh. Thank you. Praveen says amazing. Manvi says the session was good. Manisha says excellent. Wonderful. Great thoughts coming in. And please start typing in case you want to know about some other topics. In case you want to write now, that's okay. Or you could, in respond to our mail, which will come to you for thank you, you can reply back and talk about the session which you would like to know more. We will probably add a Zoho form in it just for you to fill in, so that you could give us more insights. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for being such a patient audience. And we absolutely loved creating this particular webinar. Manjeet ji's excellent and demeanor always make sure that we keep this entire webinar absolutely lively. You have already got so many compliments about the delivery. Thank you so much, Manjeet ji, for your time. I know that you travel all across the world, and we could gather this time. And the Paramount team has already requested that we are able to get this kind of a time from you every 30 to 45 days, so that we can do this kind of a session, so that people can gain a lot of knowledge from your valuable insights. Great. Thank you so much, Gigi, and thank you so much, everyone, for today.
Thank you. Once again, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.